Is there any post for me? Mum, what are you doing?
You know how I feel about it.
Well, it's still going ahead.
Only if his appeal goes through. Otherwise you'll be waiting at the altar on your own again. At least last time, all I had to worry about was your fiancé's drinking. This one's a convicted killer, for heaven's sake.
Dean may have been convicted, but he's innocent.
Yes, they make that mistake all the time, don't they?
More than you realise. And lots of people think he's innocent. There are hundreds of names on that petition. It's not just me viewing things through a haze of love.
Why couldn't you find someone normal?
The offers have hardly flooded in, have they? And it's not as if I didn't know him before. It's not as if you didn't know him before.
He's not the same boy you went to primary school with.
He is. He's the same boy that used to come round here for sandwiches. Who'd have thought you'd had a convict in your house all those years ago? You just don't want the stigma of your daughter marrying someone who's been in prison, do you? Might ruin things down the bridge club, might get shunned in the supermarket.
It's not that. I just don't want you to make the biggest mistake of your life.
As soon as Dean's appeal comes good, I'm marrying him.
Come in.
Feels a bit odd knocking in my own house.
You only have to worry if I'm with a client. Thank you.
It also feels a bit odd having all this in here.
Oh, well, it happens in houses of this age. You get a solicitor infestation, then before you know it, your front room looks like chambers. Thank you. What are you doing today?
Day off. Bracken and I are going to the park, and then for the rest of the day, we're at your beck and call. Who's this? Hello, sweetheart. Is that for Daddy? Yes, it is. There you go. It's a writ suing you for not coming to the park.
Oh. Thanks, sweetheart. Did you make that? Make that.
Morning.
Morning. Hey, hang on.
I know. You should see the other guy, though.
Seriously?
I was mugged.
No, what happened?
I don't know. Two guys. Two guys jumped me.
Where?
Coming down the Adlam Road.
Oh, nasty area. Why didn't you have the car?
I'd walked.
But what was you doing round there? It's nowhere near Joe's.
Yeah, Michelle, I could do without the third degree, OK? I've been through enough. It's nothing.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like nothing. Look, I'm going to examine you whether you like it or not. Come on.
Hello, I've got an appointment with Ronnie Woods.
Oh, come in, please. Now take your coat.
Oh, thanks.
How did you hear about Ronnie, if you don't mind me asking? Market research.
Oh, it was an advert in the Leatherbridge News. You've got a bit of...
Oh, yes, I've been baking a cake. Please go through. Come on, Fanny Craddy, let's get that spoon back in the bowl.
I know you wanted to discuss the Dean Berry case, but from what angle specifically?
Well, as you probably know from the newspapers, Dean's appealing against his conviction. And when he gets it overturned, we want to get married.
Congratulations.
Well, I had to buy it myself, but Dean told me what to get. We've been pen pals for 6 months, and I visit whenever I can. Oh, we knew each other before he went to prison as well. We grew up in the same village.
It must be a difficult relationship.
Well, the trouble is, I need a professional opinion about his chances of getting off. If there's a high probability, then I can set a date for the wedding.
Right, well, obviously I haven't been representing Dean, so I couldn't get my hands on his case notes, but I am familiar with some of the details of the trial. So if we could go over a few points. This happened, was it 4 years ago?
Yes, Dean was travelling in a car with Simon Unsworth.
His business partner?
Yeah. Dean says that they were talking and not paying attention to the road. The next thing, Simon accidentally cuts up a motorcyclist. They didn't think much of it until he caught up with them and forced them to pull over. There was a row, and the motorcyclist hit Simon with something. The forensics people called it a blunt instrument. They never found it, so they didn't know exactly what it was.
And what about the motorcyclist? He was never traced.
Well, that was the problem. Dean was the only person to see the killer, apart from poor Simon, of course.
Was there any forensic evidence to say that the motorcyclist was at the scene?
No conclusive evidence.
So when it came to court, it was just, well, it all hinged on Dean's story and whether the jury believed him or not. Sounds like it could have gone either way.
Well, that's why I want to make sure it goes the right way this time. I need to know if the defence missed anything that might sway things.
There was one other detail that intrigued me about this. There was a witness, wasn't there, who probably saw the whole thing.
So you didn't see who did it?
No, and I want to forget about it and carry on like nothing's happened.
Well, it might be difficult, the bruising to your ribs. Are you sure you won't go for an X-ray?
Trust me, they're bent, not broken.
And you're that at one with your body, are you? They certainly did a number on you.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't just hand over your wallet like a good little boy.
Yeah, but you see, the thing I understand is, if they jumped you from behind, how'd you have a chance to fight back?
Give it a rest, will you?
A witness in a silver car was spotted driving past the scene. The police calculated that they'd probably have passed Dean and Simon at the time of the murder.
So the witness would have seen the motorcyclist?
Yes.
Or just Dean?
Dean didn't do it. And if you're going to think that, then I'm probably wasting my time here.
Sorry, I'm just trying to keep an open mind. We've only got Dean's word that the motorcyclist ever existed. If I can approach this from both angles, then we've got less chance of missing something the prosecution might leap on.
Sorry.
Now, the witness never came forward.
No, despite a major police campaign. It meant that Dean didn't have anyone to support his story. For the appeal, if we could just find the witness, it would make Dean's case much more solid.
Well, if the witness didn't come forward 4 years ago, the chances are probably even slimmer now.
Could you find them?
I'm not a private investigator. Look, I can go over what you've told me, and I can see if I can pick up anything that the defence might have missed. There might be other avenues worth exploring.
Thank you, Mr. Woodson.
You really believe Dean's innocent, don't you?
Couldn't marry him otherwise.
Well, let's hope that everyone else has your faith.
Have you reported this to the police?
Oh, like I said, I didn't get a good look at them.
Yeah, but if you fought them back, you must have seen something. Daniel, this wasn't a mugging, was it? This was about you owing someone money.
I've told you what happened.
Daniel, tell the truth. You can trust me. I promise it won't go any further.
That you could keep a secret.
Michelle, you do know you've got patients backing up. Wow, what happened to you?
Oh, I've been over it all with Florence Nightingale here.
Right, we'll go over it again.
He said he was mugged.
Mugged?
Mugged. Now, if you'll excuse me, Michelle's not the only one with patients waiting.
Well, not so fast. If one of my doctors turns up looking as if he's had a brawl in a pub car park, I think I deserve an explanation.
Yeah, and I think I deserve less hassle. But we don't always get what we want, do we?
Well, you're not seeing patients like that.
No?
No. You have to do paperwork instead.
Oh.
Guess where I've been?
Where have you been?
See that solicitor, Ronnie Woodson? Going through the case with me to see...
That must be costing a lot.
Doesn't matter. If you can find anything that strengthens Dean's appeal. Mum, it's all coming together.
Do you want me to be pleased?
Well, that would be usual for the mother of the bride.
My daughter is a step closer to marrying a man who clubbed someone to death. I'm over the moon.
He didn't do it. Besides, what proof have you got? What proof? Nothing. You're just a stupid snob, and I'll tell you...
Don't talk to me like that.
No, I will, and I'll tell you something else. The police are trying to find that witness. And if they do, then you're going to have to accept that Dean's innocent.
Oh, Mr. Woodson, what a lovely office. Is this a real monogamy desk?
I haven't got time for this now.
I am your new temp, and my shortbread skills are 60 words a minute. Oh, come on, I'm bored.
George, I've got a pile of research on the Deanbury case to get through.
Yeah, well, maybe I could help.
Or maybe you can't.
Or maybe I would pick up on something that you'd missed.
Yeah, no. What's this?
Mrs. Thomas called.
You mean Miss Thomas?
No, definitely Mrs. She wanted to come and see you, so I checked your diary like an efficient temp, realised you had no windows, and said you'd call her and arrange something. She was insistent, but I was more insistent.
Thanks.
Why are you so tetchy?
I'm working.
Yeah? Well, when I'm working, I have a sunny disposition. Where's your sunny disposition?
Oh, maybe you've got my share. Can I get on now? Please.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to come watch Cash in the Attic with me?
Go.
So do you believe Daniel?
Well, he says he was mugged.
But?
The injuries are a bit extreme, and he's very defensive about the whole thing.
Yeah, it does seem a bit more than just hurt male pride, doesn't it? I wish I knew what was going on.
Well, I think that maybe he's in some sort of trouble. You know, last week we went out, well, we went to a casino, and Daniel lost a whole lot of money.
How much money?
Thousands.
Thousands? Right, well, let me know if he says anything else.
Okay. Daniel?
Talking about me?
What? Well, yeah, if you must know. It's not very surprising, is it?
Yeah, and what did you tell her?
Oh, just get out my way.
What did you say?
Look, I've got a cup of hot coffee in my hand, so move out my way or I'll add third-degree burns to your injuries as well.
Thanks for calling me back. I know you're trying to find fresh information to support Dean's appeal.
I gather from your tone that you don't approve.
No one wants their daughter to marry a killer, Mr. Woodson.
Well, it's a difficult case. Although Dean was convicted, there are lots of people who think he may be innocent.
If only they could find the witness.
Well, that would perhaps solve things one way or the other.
And, hypothetically, would there be any legal repercussions for the witness if they came forward after all this time?
Hypothetically, no, unless they had somehow aided in deception or had played a part in the crime.
And would they be believed now?
It depends on what they had to say.
I didn't want to get involved in the original trial. I've never really trusted the police, but I've got to tell someone now. Now my daughter's future is on the line.
Oh, sorry. Are you telling me you're the witness?
We used to have the corner shop in the village, and I'd go to the cash and carry in Lethbridge. At 4:35 on the day of the murder, I saw Dean's car parked in the lay-by, and 5 minutes later, I stopped for this petrol.
Do you realise what you're saying?
Yes, I do. I also know that I can't speak up in court. I could have done at the original trial, but now my daughter wants to marry the accused. My evidence would be seen to be biased, wouldn't it?
Perhaps.
I knew I should have spoken up then.
But you didn't, so why are you telling me all this now?
I want you to understand my dilemma, and I want my daughter to know the truth. I'm sure she won't believe me. I just want you to know what I saw.
And what exactly did you see?
Dean was alone in the lay-by.
No motorcyclist?
No.
Did you see Dean kill Simon?
No. If I had done, I would have gone straight to the police. I just saw that there was no motorcyclist. Is there anything I can do to stop my daughter marrying a killer, Mr. Woodson?
Julia, I just wanted to apologise for earlier. I snapped at you and I shouldn't have.
It's okay. You've been through an ordeal.
Yeah, and I just want to forget about it. All the questions were driving me mad.
Right.
Well, I'll get on with these files then.
Does that mean we can't ask him any more questions about the mugging?
Apparently not.
What's happened to Dr. Granger?
Your turn. See you later.
So, apparently he was mugged.
Is that fun-loving but vacuous temp still around?
No, I had to let it go.
Sorry about earlier.
How do we find the accused, Bracken? Is he guilty? Hmm? The judge says that you are guilty of the worst case of failing to find your wife funny that she has ever seen.
And what's the sentence?
Community service.
You're not serious?
Wish I wasn't.
Oh, come on, Mum. You're telling me that you're the witness? Keep it in the family? It's a bit convenient, isn't it?
I know what it looks like.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It looks like a mother going to vicious and despicable lengths to stop the wedding. How could you stoop this low? How could you do this?
Don't you want to know what I saw?
You saw nothing.
There was no motorcyclist.
You weren't there.
There was no motorcyclist.
Shut up! Just shut up! When I get back from visiting, I'm packing my things and I'm moving out.
No, Sonia, no! Ask yourself why I do it. Why would I lie?
Because you hate Dean.
No, it's because I saw what happened. It's not hatred or snobbery. It's because I saw what happened.
Let me go.
Look, what sort of mother, what sort of monster would I be if I wasn't telling the truth?
I don't know what you're capable of.
Look, I know this is hard, but I have some proof. I've got proof. Look at it.
What is it? Petrol receipt?
Look at the time. Look at the date. You know where that garage is, don't you? Darling, it is true. I swear on my life.
Why have you kept quiet all this time?
I didn't want to tell you. I didn't know how to tell you. I don't blame you if you hate me. All the time it looked like Dean would be inside. I didn't have to say anything. But now, with the wedding, I had to.
There was no motorcyclist.
I promise you.
Hi, Willie. What can I do for you?
Wondered if you had a few minutes. It's the Dean Berry case.
Sure. Let's go somewhere quieter. I haven't got any more information.
I have. I might have found the witness.
How?
She turned up at my office and told me everything.
You're joking.
No.
But?
I have some misgivings. I'm not sure whether I believe a word she's saying.
It's tricky, because on the one hand you think, why would she lie and risk destroying her and her daughter's relationship forever?
And on the other hand, if it's true, it's too coincidental.
It would be easy to prove if she said she had seen the motorcyclist.
Why?
Well, there were some facts about the motorcyclist, minor things that were in Dean Berry's statement, which never came out in court and never made the press, so we could have cross-matched them.
Unfortunately, Mrs. Thomas didn't see a motorcyclist.
Go. Right. Oh, another development. The witness is at the front desk, ready to make an official statement.
Well, let's see what you make of it.
So were these guys armed then?
Look, I'm fed up talking about it, okay? They messed me up. They messed my threads up. That's the bottom line.
Is it?
Meaning?
Meaning, did you need money to stop this happening?
Was there anything else? Because I've got all this.
files from Julia. What are those?
Nothing. The patient left them.
Why were you taking them?
I wasn't.
I saw you.
They're the same hay fever tablets as mine.
Have you got nothing to hide?
It's your word against mine that I took any.
Diazepam. For hay fever. And I suppose when I saw you taking the dextroamphetamine, that was for migraine headaches. Come on, Dr. Granger. Uppers and downers, we both know what's going on, don't we?
How do you know?
It's my job to know.
What are you going to say?
I could say straighten yourself out before it's too late.
No, I mean to Julia and the others. Look, you don't understand, okay? I cannot afford to mess up here.
It's too late. I have got to tell Julia about the drugs. Mind you, it's Dr. Fenton I feel sorry for. He trusted you with this position, and you let him down.
Get lost.
Mr. Woodson.
Hi, Miss Thomas.
Come in.
There have been some developments on the case.
I know. I know about my mother coming forward as a witness.
Right.
I didn't believe it at first, but then I thought Mum couldn't lie about something like that. I went to see Dean. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Well, second hardest. First was waiting at the church for my first fiancé to show up. Guess some people never find Mr. Right, do they? Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. You mentioned there were other developments.
The witness has made a statement.
She said she couldn't go to court.
Sonia, it's not your mother.
What?
The witness is a woman from Leatherbridge. She was having an affair at the time of the murder. Since then, her marriage has ended, so she's got nothing to lose in coming forward. She saw the new appeal boards and came in. Your mother was on the road on the day of the murder, but from what she said, it's unlikely she saw anything.
No,
I'm sorry. I had to let you know. But the new witness described the motorcyclist. Details Dean also mentioned in his statement. Details that weren't publicly known.
So he's innocent. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but is that what you'd call normal behaviour?
Oh, Jimmy, I don't know. He just won't...
Yeah. Give it a rest, eh?
Yeah, well, we wouldn't have to talk behind your back if you just be honest with everyone.
Yeah, the phrase get a life springs to mind.
Yeah, all right, calm down, mate.
I'm not your mate. None of you mean anything to me. Now just let me get on with my work and stay out of my face.
This can't go on.
Hi. Got some steaks for dinner and some coffee ice cream. A special treat after the day we've had. How did it go at the prison?
How do you think?
You broke it off? How did he take it?
He didn't believe you'd seen it.
Well...
He thought you were despicable and that you'd go to any lengths to stop us being happy.
He was bound to dispute it, wasn't he?
But I told him you wouldn't lie, no matter how unlikely it sounded. After all, no mother could be that evil, could they?
Darling?
It's a lie, isn't it?
No, it's not. I told you.
It's a lie. The real witness came forward.
But they're lying.
No. Their evidence backs up Dean's statement.
What evidence?
Details about the motorcyclist.
So the police take this person's word because it ties in with the ramblings of a killer. And yet, when someone A decent, law-abiding person tells them the truth.
It isn't the truth, though, is it? Admit it!
One day, when you have children, you will understand
Just
that
admit
you would do anything, absolutely anything, to protect them.
I wouldn't make an innocent man spend the next 10 years in prison rather than have him marry my daughter. That's sick.
Darling, please.
No. I'm going. I'm going to stay with a friend. And when Dean's acquitted, I'm going to marry him.
Sonia!
Goodbye.
Sonia! Sonia!
See you, Uncle Joe.
You weren't even looking, and you know it. Could have you up in court for that.
They want Daniel in for questioning. They won't tell me why.
Was it wise lying to them like that?
I wasn't trying to harm her.
Vivian Leatherbush, please.
With pleasure.
Right, no.
The intriguing family drama continues tonight on BBC1, True Dare Kiss at 9. Next today, marriage troubles at All Saints.